Hello and welcome to day 24 of the CoronaBLOG, April the 22nd. My name is Brophy. Here is some background information and what I currently do. Today we're going to look at the differences between Europe and the US. There are many. And also we're going to look, where is the UK? Is it in Europe? Is it in the US? Or is it going its own way? So, traditional differences. The key one, measurements. As we know, in America, they use the imperial measurement, which is the old system of Rome. So 1 foot equals 12 inches, 1 yard, 1 mile, etc. In Europe, 1 centimetre, 1 metre. So, clear differences. Where is the UK? In Europe or in the US? Well, actually, the UK uses both. Dates. So we also have the Japanese logic, which goes from year, month, day. So one could say quite logical. The European logic goes from day, month, year. The Americans, well, they go month, day, year. So not very good for geometry, but the Americans seem to like it. Where is the UK in all of this? Well, the UK, happily in this context, is European. Another difference, the legal system. We have common law based on tradition, based on decisions, based on precedent, and we have civil law. Civil law where it is codified. Everything refers back to a written code. Whereas the UK in Europe or with the US is common law. Well, common law actually is not really from the US. It originates from the UK and went through all of the countries which were involved with the UK. So most Commonwealth, which is part of the ex-Empire, British Empire, most Commonwealth countries use the common law system. Floors in a building. Here, the UK and the US are different. So when you enter a building and you go into a lift, the first floor you arrive at in the UK is the first floor. With the American system, you started on the first floor, so you're now on the second floor. So in American lift, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. In UK and Europe, we go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, the Americans use the old Roman system. They haven't really understood about the 0 yet. Okay, another difference, the coronavirus plan. So obviously there's a difference here. The plan. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. In America, we're talking about phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. In Italy, we're talking about phases, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So, should be the same. What phase are we in? When is the next phase? Opening up America again, this is the official document from America. The next phase is phase 1. Okay, so the Americans will enter phase 1 when they finish lockdown. In Italy, at the moment, we are in lockdown. You can see nobody's on the streets. The next phase is phase 2. Phase 2 is an intermediary period between the current lockdown and phase 3. The UK, there's no plan yet. We're not talking about phases in the UK. Maybe next week. Country. On day 8, back on the 29th of March, we looked at Sweden and we saw very quickly a population of 10 million, more or less double its two closest neighbours, Denmark and Norway. They tend to have similar systems, but in coronavirus, very different. Sweden has no lockdown, not yet. But, okay, technically there is not a lockdown, but now we believe 70% of people in Sweden have reduced social activities, so is a voluntary slowdown, not a lockdown. Is it working? What are the numbers? On the 29th of March, when we looked, These were the deaths per thousand population. We could see Denmark had slightly more deaths per population than Sweden. This was the 29th of March. 21st of April, yesterday, huge difference. Okay, so Sweden now has far more deaths than Denmark and Norway. Today, we've looked at differences between Europe and the US traditionally, where the UK fits into this, the next phase, and Sweden. We looked at Sweden a month ago, more or less a month ago, and Sweden today. Thank you very much. See you all tomorrow.